In today's video, we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin currently making a massive breakout for the first time in 2 months, guys. So we know right here was a massive downward trend that we had from FTX exchange, all the FUD, all the dumping, and now we're currently making a nice little recovery. The question is this a start of a new bull market? Is this going to continue? Are we going to explode from here? We're going to be having a look at Bitcoin and KDA to see where we could potentially go. We're going to be having a look at the RSI, market psychology, and we're also going to be having a look at Grayscale. So make sure you tune in, stick to the end. If you guys like this daily con of cryptocurrency, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, leave a like, and let's get straight to business, starting off with this Wall Street cheat sheet. Now this thing doesn't lie, guys. I'm going to explain to you guys why exactly we are actually still in a bear market. Okay, so we're gonna go and start with the euphoria right here, which we had at the very beginning of, or at the very end of the bull market essentially, which was right here. Okay, so this was a nice little euphoria that everyone was hyped about. And then what happened? We came back down, had a nice little dead cat bounce, which is exactly what is happening right here, or what happened right here. We came down, had a dead cat bounce. What happened after that? We entered into anxiety, denial, and panic mode. Okay, and if we go to the Bitcoin chart on the weekly time frame, we could see that boom, anxiety, panic, anger. We see that everything's coming back down in a straight line, exactly like this chart: anxiety, denial, panic. And then what happened? We had a nice little V recovery shape. So let me take this out to make it clean. We came down, had a V recovery shape. Boom. Came down. This is exactly V recovery shape that we had. Boom, came, shot straight back up. Okay, exactly like this chart. This chart does not lie, and this chart played exactly the same way, by the way, in 2018. Okay, 2019. What happened after? We had a nice little consolidation, exactly like the chart says, and then came back down again. Had a nice little consolidation, came back down, followed by another V recovery shape. Boom. This was the V recovery shape. Boom, boom. Okay, on the weekly time frame. This is exactly what is happening. Now, this is actually not the end of the Bitcoin bear market, in my opinion. In my opinion, we're most likely, after this V recovery shape, we're most likely going to have another trend or downward trend for the next couple of months. Am I saying this is going to happen exactly as is? No, maybe we pump a little bit more, maybe we stop right here, but we're most likely going to start consolidating and coming back down exactly like the market psychology chart says, and making a new lower low. So this is exactly what is happening right now. Now, we saw these pumps happening on Bitcoin before. I mean, we saw it right here. A lot of people thought this was the beginning of a new bull market right here, and guess what? That wasn't the case. A lot of people thought that was a beginning of a new bull market right here, and that wasn't the case. Now, if we have a look at the daily time frame, and before I get into Kadena, I do want to talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is very important. And Bitcoin, look, as you guys can see, it's down minus 1.2%. And guess what? All the altcoins are currently bleeding right now. So this is why it's important to have a look at Bitcoin. And that's about it. But let's have a look at the RSI on Bitcoin on the daily time frame real quick. What is happening right now? Well, we are pretty overbought. Now, we know when we're really overbought, investors will essentially look to sell. And investors are going to be looking to sell, and when we're below 30, investors are going to be looking to buy. So right here we were below 30, and this was essentially a perfect opportunity for investors to buy. And guess what happened? We essentially went parabolic, right? Now, the last time we were actually above 80 or 70 on the RSI, the last time we were actually this high was right here, was January 2021. Now, to give you guys a little perspective, January 2021, Bitcoin was trading at $43,000. Right now we're above 80, and look where Bitcoin is trading right now. Bitcoin is currently trading literally at $20,000. So when this falls down, we're clearly going to go back at least to $16,000 or $17,000. And yeah, I mean, this is exactly what the RSI just tells us, right? And if we have a look at the stochastic RSI, obviously it's a little bit, it's a different calculation. Let's have a look at the stochastic RSI right here. But we could see that the stochastic RSI are looking for a nice little reversal. And look how high we are now. When we know when we're really above 80 or 79, we usually look for an aggressive reversal. So we're most likely going to see an aggressive reversal on the stochastic RSI as well, which most likely is going to bring this all the way back down, or at least midway to 52, 50 at this region right here, before seeing other moves. Now, I don't know what's going to happen here in the near future. I don't think we're going to continue and break this resistance, in my honest opinion. This is a very strong resistance. The ultimate strong resistance, I believe, is at $24,000, $25,000, which is sitting right here. So if this does break, then yes, you could say and argue, yes, Bitcoin isn't a new start of a bull market. But as of right now, guys, we got earnings happening and coming out later this week. We also have interest rate coming out beginning of February. So it's going to be very interesting. And we know when interest rate hike goes up, that's usually a bloodbath for Bitcoin. And that's about it. Also, Grayscale investment holding is selling a lot of its Bitcoin. So right here, as you guys can see, in the past 7 days, they sold 242 Bitcoin, and you could see they keep on selling, on selling, and they're actually taking advantage of this pump, in fact. So Grayscale is, they're not stupid, right? They know that this is going to come back down. They know that the whole market is in a recession. They know that everything is eventually going to, come back. So Bitcoin is not 100% out of the woods yet. Until, in my opinion, we go above these EMA ribbons and we go above essentially $24,000, I don't see Bitcoin being above or out of the woods. And right here, as you guys can see, we are still below the EMA ribbons ever since we broke right here. This is exactly what's been happening. And of course, guys, if we have a look at the Bitcoin rainbow chart, a lot of people are saying, oh, but the Bitcoin rainbow chart says that, this is basically a fire sale. Well, guys, a Bitcoin rainbow chart is obviously not 100% accurate, right? I mean, you're going to have dumps like right here. You're going to come out of the rainbow. Or if we go right here back in 2016, we came a little bit out of it before peaking back up. So it's very possible that we peak right here. And even so, that would still be $13,000, $14,000. And we would essentially still be in the basically a fire sale movement right here on the blue line. So it's very possible that we come back down. And guys, as you know, things are not going to always forever go back down the same way they're not always forever going to go back up. So when you're in a bear market, you're obviously going to have pullbacks, and when you're in a bull market, you're obviously going to have pullbacks to the downside and vice versa. So that's what's happening. Let's have a look at KDA real quick and see what's going on. So first of all, Kadena, whatever happens to Bitcoin will happen to KDA as well. So I'm not going to be diving in too deep into KDA, but this is just going to be a short update. First of all, we do have a nice little double bottom right here on KDA, which is nice. The question is will this double bottom turn into an opportunity? Well, if we break this neckline right here and we close above it, which we kind of did, but unfortunately Bitcoin's coming back down, then we could see a nice little move to number one. My first take profit would be 1.24, and my second take profit, if you are trading this, would essentially be 1.43, which is right here. But of course, you're going to need to see more momentum on Bitcoin. If this does not happen, then it's very possible that this can be treated as a double top as well and then come back down. But we're going to have to see. This so far is looking like a nice little W pattern, so it's looking pretty good. We're going to see how the beginning of the week tomorrow starts. If we have a strong opening week, then we could definitely see KDA go and roll all the way to 1.44. If we have a weak opening, then we're most likely going to see KDA and Bitcoin fall all the way down. Now, we know the crypto market does follow the S&P 500, the Dow Jones and whatnot. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these futures market open, because if the futures market does open in green, then we could see Bitcoin and everything go up, right? And if it opens in red, then we could see this market cycle continuing. So tomorrow we could open a weekly red candle as well. Now, another thing that we have to look at, guys, is the Bitcoin CME futures chart. Now, there's going to be a gap. Bitcoin right now is currently sitting at 20,700. 20,700 on the CME futures is currently right here. So there's going to be a short gap. And we know, guys, that gaps usually get filled, right? So we're most likely going to fill this gap right here. It's most likely going to be filled, and we're most likely going to at least retest 19,495. Another thing that you guys want to keep an eye on is the interest rate on February 1st. Okay, so we're going to have a meeting. We also have a few FOMC meetings this week happening, but there's not going to be any interest rate decisions. But this is really something that you want to look at, because if we do have another hike and an aggressive one, we could see a huge crash happening again. Because guess what, guys? That would make the Dixie stronger. And we know when the Dixie goes up, that usually makes Bitcoin weaker, right? So right now the Dixie is currently sitting at 102. I think we should see a relief bounce very soon. The question is only a matter of when and not if. I think we're definitely going to see it. It's looking pretty oversold right here. If we have a look on the RSI, looking pretty oversold, sitting right now hovering around the 35 are on the RSI, or 33. We should have a aggressive bounce. And if we do have an aggressive bounce, let's say to 112, 116, we're most likely going to see Bitcoin coming back down all the way to 10K. So that's my prediction. That's my analysis for today's chart, guys. If you guys like this video, of course, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video tomorrow. Peace out.